Everyone, welcome to Pepo Coin channel. If you are new to the channel, I hope you will subscribe by the end of this video. Because stablecoins are growing in popularity, we have been discussing them for a while now. In fact, they are starting to play a significant role in official debates over ways to safeguard the US dollar. In Europe, Australia, and the UK, we are also beginning to observe even more fiat currencies utilizing stablecoins. Thus, it is evolving into a worldwide endeavor. The competition has been going on for some time. Before I go into too much detail, I would like to say that Tokenese Threads, my clothing brand, has advanced significantly. First off, we worked with a new manufacturer to provide you guys with even more affordable options for purchasing clothing with a cryptocurrency theme. This is my store now. Therefore, my team produced everything on this website, which greatly aids the channel. I know that you are giving your time to this channel for 10 times more than any of these companies or projects could pay me. So I don't do that out of respect for you guys. I could just go and take deals to talk about projects or get paid to talk about projects, and integrity is more important. I would prefer to provide you all with wearable, enjoyable items that have some connection to the cryptocurrency realm. Therefore, you are more than welcome to use the link in the description below to support the channel and check out some official clothing with a cryptocurrency motif. That being stated, let's get back to the topic at hand. The first person here is Smoke Dog. The significant aspect of stablecoins at the moment is that full regulation is very almost upon us. By the end of the year, stablecoin legislation will be implemented in the United States. Even the Rothschilds have predicted that the president will sign a stablecoin bill before August. The first prediction is that, as you may know, both chambers of Congress are interested in the Stable Act and the Genius Act, and President Trump wants to sign legislation on stablecoins before August. It's highly likely that before the year ends, some of you will be aware of the stablecoin. The United States will implement legislation, or some variation of it. This is going to transform the game, in my opinion. Additionally, I believe that this will hasten the acceptance of stablecoins in the United States. In light of that, legislative developments in the U.S. are paving the way for the integration of digital assets into the global economy. Because, once more, stablecoinage will be incorporated into the whole world economy. You know what's funny about this too? In April 2024, Ripple had a meeting with the U.S. Treasury Secretary. Additionally, they were discussing how to include digital assets, stablecoins, and CBDCs into the U.S. financial system. After all of the significant talks that Ripple had with the U.S. government in 2024, it's actually kind of crazy that this is occurring so quickly in 2025. However, the Trump administration also prioritizes both legislative initiatives, hoping to pass them before August. I would contend that this might occur at any time, correct? Either April or May might see it happen. I simply believe that this will be expedited. Because of the significant emphasis on stablecoins and the enormous impact on the US dollar, I believe that this will go even more quickly than we initially anticipated. Speaking more specifically about that, French Hill did provide us with an update. He appeared on CNBC, and he did state that a stable currency backed by the dollar as defined by U.S. law is a crucial element for the future of finance in the United States. We believe that it will then establish the benchmark for stablecoins and blockchain-based payment processing. Take a look. Greetings from Squawkbox again. Today, the House Financial Services Committee intends to mark up legislation pertaining to stablecoins. According to President Trump, a stable currency bill should arrive on his desk shortly. In regards to the tariffs, he has a lot going on. It's unthinkable that he would want to concentrate on stablecoins. Member of Congress. The chair of the Financial Services Committees at our table this morning is French Hill from Arkansas. You are frequently visible to us through the glass. It's a pleasure to meet you. Seeing you is pleasant. Thank you indeed. Let's talk about stablecoins first. Although I do have a question regarding tariffs, what is the true nature of this legislation and how likely is it to be passed? Having a dollar-backed stable currency in the United States, where there is the rule of law, the largest economy in the world, and the largest capital market in the world, is in our opinion a crucial element for the future of finance. Then we believe it will establish the benchmark for what constitutes a stablecoin. How would a dollar-backed stablecoin be utilized in a new payment rail known as a blockchain payment rail? We will mark up our bill this week after the Senate marked up a bipartisan bill 2 weeks ago. Therefore, I believe there is a good likelihood that we will find both bipartisan and bicameral agreement to get a stablecoin measure to the president's desk. I want to know. You spoke with many people in the cryptocurrency world and many of them desired this. However, There are other people who have quite different opinions about how this whole thing should be carried out. Where will the fight take place? Yes, you make a really solid point. This isn't a one-time bill. What would you do with a dollar-backed stablecoin if it were legal in the United States? What will you do with it? We will thus present a version of the regulatory framework bill known as FIT 21, which we passed last Congress with 71 Democratic votes in an attempt to establish the regulatory market structure. How do you safeguard consumers? How do you instruct developers, innovators, and dealers on how to use digital assets in the context of financial services? Is it a security measure? Is it a commodity? Is it neither? Additionally, we're going to what are the solutions to those questions, in your opinion? Those solutions, I believe, are out there. In FIT 21 last year, we provided solutions to those questions that garnered bipartisan support. We will resubmit that bill and hold a fruitful discussion. For instance, what do you suppose happens to all of the major payment tech businesses or credit card corporations? As you are aware, all of these businesses are working to completely transform the world that your committee essentially controls. Yes, we also manage fintech. We are also in charge of the payment rail, cash, checks, promissory notes, credit cards, debit cards, and real-time payments are now the payment methods, and with a stablecoin, they might now migrate at retail and wholesale on a payment train. In other words, this represents the whole development of our global financial system. Additionally, stablecoins on digital rails are experiencing this. We have been discussing this topic for years. What's odd about this, though, is that many people believed that this would not happen until 2030 or 2035. No, this is taking place right now. In actuality, it will only get faster from now on. Really, all that is needed is a strong push, and stablecoin law provides that push. Within a year, this will ignite a fire that will spread quickly. Since I can already see how quickly things have changed, many people will be shocked. I mean, consider it this way. Since November, what has changed? Take a look at all of the significant developments surrounding the SEC. Take a look at the current discussions over crypto law. Things are moving 10 times more quickly than we anticipated, ever before, you know. However, let's get right to the point. Stablecoins are bringing in a new era of low-cost cross-border payments, decentralization, and price stability. Major patterns influencing the future. Consumers may be able to earn interest under U.S. stablecoin legislation. Institutions investigating stable currencies that are not based on the USD transparent regulatory frameworks anticipated for protection and transparency, developing use cases in DeFi, and increasing usage in TradFi. In fact, all of the stable coins are visible here. Might also observe the expansion around each stablecoin's location throughout the course of the 6 months. However, our stablecoins have a lot of room to expand in areas like corporate settlements, payroll payments, e-commerce, cross-border payments, and DeFi. They will usher in a new era of borderless trade and transform the trillion-dollar payment sector. So when we consider what's happening here, Ripple has been in the forefront from the beginning. We go back as far as 2022, and the reason I said this is because on the 27th, JP Morgan predicted that the market's appetite for interest-bearing assets will push yield-bearing stablecoins from 6% to 50%. As I mentioned earlier, the stablecoin continues to race in November 2022. Does anyone else think that Ripple is so much ahead of the game? I'm confident that Ripple USD and XRP will be far larger than most people realize because of this.